Ethan Carter adjusted the strap of his tool bag, stepping into the grand hall of the Xyverian Palace. The place was all shimmering crystal, floating lanterns, and alien nobles draped in sheer silks that left little to the imagination. He cleared his throat. Professionalism, Ethan. You're here as an engineer, not a tourist drooling over 7-foot-tall space babes. A tall, blue-skinned woman approached, her golden eyes locked onto him with an intensity that made him shift uncomfortably. Princess HFY Lara. The one who'd personally requested him to fix some critical machinery. Honored engineer, she said, voice smooth as silk. You have come bearing your finest tool, yes? Ethan grinned, pulling out his prized wrench, a heavy-duty titanium beauty, polished to perfection. This baby? Had it for years. Never failed me once. The moment he held it out, the entire room went silent. HFY Lara's golden eyes widened. Her lips parted. Around them, whispers spread like wildfire. What? Did I just break some unspoken rule? The queen, seated on her floating throne, leaned forward. A most bold declaration, she mused. Ethan shifted uncomfortably. Thanks? HFY Lara stepped closer, her breathing slightly heavier. You offer me your most valuable tool? Yeah, of course. It's my best one, Ethan said, giving it a little twirl for emphasis. The whispering grew frantic. Several noble women clutched their chests, fanning themselves. A few fainted outright. HFY Lara swallowed hard. Then, I accept. The queen clapped her hands. Let the engagement be recorded. Ethan blinked. The what now? A regal attendant hurried forward, placing a ceremonial sash over his shoulders. Another noblewoman wiped a tear, whispering, Such a powerful tool. She is truly blessed. Ethan finally sensed something was very, very wrong. Wait. What exactly? Before he could finish, HFY Lara grabbed his hands with both of hers, staring deep into his eyes. My mate, she whispered, I vow to cherish and worship your tool for all eternity. Ethan's brain blue-screened. Huh? Ethan stood there, struggling to process what just happened. The words engagement and mate echoed in his head like a malfunctioning speaker. The nobles were still murmuring, some giggling behind their hands, others sighing dramatically as if witnessing a great love story unfold. HFY Lara's grip was firm, warm, and a little too eager. Her golden eyes sparkled with something dangerously close to hunger. Come, she purred, tugging him forward. We must prepare for our bonding ceremony. Ethan yanked his hand back. Hold up. Bonding ceremony? What the hell are you talking about? She tilted her head. You presented your most prized tool before me publicly. That is the most sacred proposal in Xyverian culture. Only the truest lovers declare themselves in such a way. Ethan opened his mouth, closed it, then slowly glanced at his wrench. You've got to be kidding me. Look, I think there's been a misunderstanding. The queen cleared her throat. Human, you have made your intentions clear. It would be most dishonorable to withdraw now. Or do your species not value commitment? The entire room stared at him, and suddenly Ethan realized just how many guards were present. He said intelligently. HFY Lara stepped closer, running a finger down his chest. Do not fear, my mate. We shall make our union most enlightening. Ethan swallowed hard. He was not immune to alien women, especially ones as scandalously dressed and ridiculously beautiful as HFY Lara. But this wasn't exactly how he pictured his work trip going. She leaned in. Tell me, does your tool require special care? Ethan choked on air. What? No. Listen, I was talking about my actual tool. Like a wrench. For fixing things. She gasped. So it does have great power. No. I mean, yes, but look Where I'm from, tool means a lot of different things. The Queen nodded solemnly. Ah, a multifunctional specimen. Truly, my daughter has chosen well. Ethan wanted to die. A noblewoman whispered. Do you think it vibrates? Another gasped. Surely it extends when needed. Ethan needed to leave this planet immediately. XY smiled. Come, my love. I must inspect this tool personally before the ceremony. His soul left his body. Ethan was dragged through the palace halls, past murals of alien lovers embracing, past statues of gods holding what were definitely not swords, and past servants, who kept sneaking glances at his crotch like they were expecting some divine revelation. XY held onto him like he might vanish. You must be eager, she mused, her grip tightening. I admire a male who takes initiative. Ethan absolutely was not eager. I need to clarify something before this gets out of hand. She opened a door and pulled him inside before he could finish. The room was lavish, pillows everywhere, the air thick with something floral, the lights dimmed to a romantic glow. Ethan's brain screamed. XY turned to face him, looking pleased. I will be honest, I have never seen a human's anatomy before. I have heard whispers. Legends. She stepped closer. They say it is overwhelming. Ethan backed up. Okay, first off, whoever's spreading those rumors needs to calm down. She reached for his belt. May I? No, you may not. He jumped back so hard he tripped over a pillow. Listen, I don't know what you're expecting, but I was literally showing you a wrench. A real wrench. Metal bolts, not attached to my body. She frowned, tilting her head. So it detaches? No. Oh my, what? She gasped. Then it is always that size? Ethan slapped a hand over his face. You are not listening to me. XY knelt in front of him, peering intently. Perhaps I should see it for myself? His soul attempted to eject from his body again. No. No seeing. No inspecting. No touching. Look, I need you to listen. I fix machines. I don't do whatever you think I do. She tapped a delicate finger against her chin. A male who is both modest and skilled. You are an enigma, my love. Ethan groaned. I am not your love. She smiled. Not yet. He needed an escape plan. Fast. Ethan took a deep, steadying breath. He needed to find a way out of this mess before things got worse. All right, princess, he said, forcing a polite smile. Let's slow down. You're an amazing, woman, alien, whatever, but I think you're misunderstanding human customs. XY arched a perfect blue eyebrow. Am I? Yeah. Ethan nodded vigorously, latching onto the idea like a lifeline. On Earth, we don't just get engaged over tools. There's a whole process. Dating, courtship, getting to know each other. Her golden eyes gleamed. Then let us court immediately. Ethan cursed internally. No, see, that takes time. Years, sometimes. It's slow. Really slow. She hummed, considering. That sounds inefficient. Exactly. Ethan jumped on the chance. Humans are all about efficiency. And, long engagements. XY stepped closer, placing a hand on his chest. And yet, my sources tell me humans are also creatures of intense passion. Her fingers slowly trailed downward. Ethan froze. Define sources? She smiled. We have your movies, engineer. Your adult films. Ethan's soul crashed through the floor. Wait. You guys have been watching? Her eyes gleamed. Such vigorous mating rituals. So primal. Ethan wanted to die. XY leaned in, lips just inches from his ear. Tell me, do human males truly have such stamina? His brain short-circuited. I mean, not all of us. Some guys, yeah, but wait, why are we even talking about this? She purred. Because we must be compatible, my mate. Ethan held up a hand. Okay, first of all, still not your mate. Second, a knock interrupted them. A servant entered, bowing. Apologies, Your Highness. The ceremonial bedding tent is ready. Ethan felt every drop of blood leave his face. The what? HFY Laura smiled. A tradition to ensure our bond is physically harmonious. Ethan's brain blue-screened for the second time that day. Ethan's mouth moved, but no words came out. The phrase bedding tent bounced around his skull like a broken pinball machine. HFY Laura turned to the servant. Thank you. We shall proceed shortly. Hold on. Ethan shot up so fast he nearly tripped. No one is proceeding anywhere. HFY Laura gave him a patient, deeply amused look. Ethan, my mate, you must calm yourself. There is no need for such hesitation. I will be gentle. Gentle. The word hit him like a truck, and somehow that made everything worse. This isn't happening, Ethan muttered. This is a dream. A terrible, sexy fever dream, and I'm going to wake up in my crappy bunk, covered in grease and regret. You humans are so strange, HFY Laura said with a chuckle. On one hand, you act reluctant. On the other, your body language tells me you are conflicted. Ethan scowled. My body language is saying help me. She stepped closer, her golden eyes filled with mischief. Is that so? Yes. He exhaled sharply. Look, I'm flattered, really. You're beautiful, smart, a little terrifying, but this is a misunderstanding. HFY Laura tilted her head. So, you do not desire me? Ethan's brain threw up an error message. She was gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. And she was into him more than any woman, human or otherwise, had ever been. His instincts, his very stupid instincts, whispered, Why are you fighting this? He pushed those thoughts way down. It's not that, he admitted, rubbing the back of his neck. It's just, we don't know each other. I mean, what's your favorite food? What's your childhood trauma? What if I snore? HFY Laura laughed. You truly are an enigma, my mate. Ethan threw his hands in the air. I keep telling you I'm not. She reached out, her fingers brushing his jaw, and suddenly the air changed. For the first time, she wasn't just teasing. Her touch was gentle, almost reverent. I have never met a male like you, she murmured. One who does not fall at my feet, who does not hunger for power, but instead hesitates. It is intriguing. Ethan swallowed hard. I just think things should be mutual. Her fingers traced lower, resting over his heart. Then let us make it so. He had no idea what to say to that. Ethan took a slow, measured breath, trying to untangle the knot in his brain. His heart was hammering, and HFY Laura's hand was still resting against his chest, her fingers warm, expectant. Okay, he said, forcing himself to focus. Let's back up. Just because there's a tent doesn't mean we have to use it. HFY Laura blinked, tilting her head. Why would we not? It is prepared, the mood is set, and you are clearly interested. He made a noise somewhere between a cough and a strangled laugh. Interested is not the issue here. This is about context. And timing. She hummed in thought. You humans place great weight on timing. Yet your mating habits in the films we studied are often quite spontaneous. Ethan paled. How many of those movies have you watched? Enough to be well-versed in your advanced techniques. He made a wheezing sound. Those are not real life. She quirked an eyebrow. Are you saying you do not wish to attempt the reverse aerial spinal alignment? Ethan nearly blacked out. The what? A slow smirk curled on her lips. It is truly a shame. I was eager to test the legendary endurance of the human male. His ego and his survival instincts went to war. His survival instincts won. Barely. Okay, he breathed. Look, HFY Lara. You're beautiful, intense, and I genuinely appreciate the, enthusiasm. But you're an alien princess, and I'm just some engineer who fixed a busted heat regulator. This is a misunderstanding. Her eyes narrowed slightly. You persist in rejecting the truth before you. It is most curious. It's not rejection, he insisted. It's just, she sighed dramatically. You truly wish to delay our union? Yes. Then there is but one solution. Ethan hesitated. There is? She straightened, all regal confidence. You must engage in a trial of worthiness. His stomach dropped. A what now? A series of challenges, she declared, to prove whether we are truly a match. Ethan's brain spun like an overloaded engine. And if I fail? Her smirk turned downright wicked. Then you shall be deemed unfit for a noble mate. For the first time, hope blossomed in his chest. Great! He clapped his hands together. Sounds fair. So what are these trials? She leaned in, her breath warm against his ear. We shall begin with an intense session of physical compatibility testing. Ethan froze. You mean? She grinned. You humans have an amusing phrase for it, yes? No pressure, but don't disappoint me. Ethan realized with dawning horror that this wasn't an escape route. It was a challenge, and she fully expected him to win.